As you can see here, we have a little bit of tension on the cape, so make sure to add, or not the cape, the skirt, just a couple of medium supports there to make sure that this does not fall. And now this is where the fun begins, because as you can see up here, we have the arm, right, like the hand. And most of the fingers are going to be building on top of themselves. That's good. Like, we only need to make sure that the base of the hand here gets most of the coverage first. So I'm going to play with some medium supports, especially on this initial areas, because it's a lot of weight that we need to support here on the hand. So especially here on the like big areas, we can go for medium supports, and then on the small areas, we can grab some small supports, of course, to support all of these little pieces. So for instance, that crystal right there, oh, I'm a little bit scared of that one because, yeah, it's floating, so it's gonna break. I know this is gonna break, so, well, unfortunately, we need to get it there, otherwise everything else is gonna fall. So a couple more supports there, and that should be more than enough. Let's start like getting this thing higher up. And now all of this thing, like all of those places, I am gonna go with medium supports. Again, just to make sure that there's enough support on the weight, because the weight of the pieces is also one of the things that makes things fall or not fall. So all of that support is important. One thing I like to do is I like to add a couple of like light supports on the sides of things to stabilize, because otherwise we get like a very narrow effect, and that's not great. So let's go here to the finger armor, and I can see like we're gonna need a couple of light supports. Let me go with my trusty arrow keys, and we're gonna need a couple of supports here and there. I've seen some people use like super tiny supports as well. You can change like the contact diameter here. I think I'm actually gonna try it here. So let me Control C a couple times. So you can see here the lower here on the light supports. If we go to the top, the contact shape is none. The contact diameter is 0.5. Contact depth 0.3. We can lower this to like 0.25. And what's gonna happen now is when we add the supports, they're gonna be slightly smaller. Let's go here as well. Let's go 0.15 for instance. And they're gonna be really tiny. So that could help, like make sure that we don't break them as much. Just be mindful that since these are really tiny pieces, like look at the tiny pieces here. Yeah, these are definitely like tricky parts. So we need to be very careful to make sure that we're supporting everything without like we don't want to overdo it, right? Because remember, if we overdo it, then we're just gonna contaminate the piece a lot, and it's not gonna look as clean. We could also like cut the hands off and do them separately. That could be another option. Not my favorite option, but it's definitely an option. Again, let's just take a quick look. Like I'm trying to find islands that are not supported, like small pieces of pixels that are gonna get exposed and they're not being caught or catched by any piece. But so far things seem to be looking clean. Yep, okay, that looks good. Let's keep going over here. Let me just quickly check the bandages here again. Make sure there's no, there we go, we see I can see it right here. Couple islands. Make sure you don't miss any island. If you miss an island, that thing's not gonna get supported and it's gonna fall. You're gonna get a flat piece of model there, and that's not what we want. There we go. See that? Boom. So let's go for a medium one. It's a very hidden piece or part right there. So I'm gonna show you a nice little trick here. If you can't get a support to be where you want it to be, just get this one, like get one of them. And then you can go to edit support, and you can just edit this piece and move it to where it's supposed to be going. Just make sure that, let's go middle. Like for instance, this one right here, I'm gonna go with the lower diameter. It's gonna go like 0.5. So that we have this long line. It's tricky, but it can work. Now let's go back to adding supports. And let's add just a couple of supports right there, small supports. Because I'm not too worried about that one, because I know that eventually it's gonna like touch the it should touch the body and just like merge. So there we go. Let's keep going, keep going. There we go. Start seeing another big support right here. Let's go with middle or light supports. Just a couple of supports here and there. Over here, that's another like piece of armor that's gonna be supported to its own body. That's fine. Just gonna be for a little brief moment. There we go. Let's add one more there. And then we got like that, those things get together, so that's fine. I'm just gonna go down here to check if the bandages there are touching. They don't seem to be touching, so just adding a couple of supports there could be helpful. Again, some more stability to the whole thing. Same thing here, like if you see areas that you're like, yeah, this definitely needs like some support or something, just add it. Like these are really, really small supports, so you're gonna see once we remove them that they're not that big of a deal. And again, I would rather have an over-supported model than a failed model. Looks good. There's another like bandage there that needs a little bit of support. Yeah, see that one? That's an island. Gotta be very careful with those islands. Make sure to check every single square inch of your character. Don't rush this part, because all of the work that we just did inside of ZBrush could get lost if we forgot to support certain areas. For instance, that one's really close to where I want it to be, but it should be like a little bit lower, so I'm gonna edit this, just move it down. Definitely support there. Look at that, like super thin piece just floating around, like that thing right there. So we definitely need supports. I'm having a hard time trying to find the support there. Let's rotate the camera, because it doesn't have any like contact, like it's everything is like going across it. So this is like why I mentioned that some of these pieces, it might be better if we print them separately and then just like stick them together at the end. But we're already doing this, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to go back. So here we can use the other technique that I showed you guys, which is find a support that works, like a place where you can actually support. Oh wait, I'm in edit support mode. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. I'm a little bit worried about that piece, I'm not gonna lie, because it's a very thin piece that's literally just floating around. I'm not even worried about the fact that it's gonna break a couple of borders. I'm just worried about the fact that it's a super thin piece, and it does take a while for it to merge with something else, like right there. So just for the sake of safety, I'm gonna add a couple of extra supports here on the inside. Again, for stability's sake, even if we need to like add just a couple more there, because I definitely don't want that piece to fail. And then we have the same piece but over here. And there we go. Okay, one little support there on the arm, another there on the inside. The bandages I'm not too worried about, because they're coming with the body. So as you can see there, they're very quickly merging with body. So not that much of a problem. Those are the ones that scare me. This one's like there and there. Those are so tiny. For instance, there's this piece right there, but it's coming from the body, like that it's connecting on itself and itself and itself. So even though it's really tiny and really thin, I'm not worried because everything is just connecting on top of each other, on top of each piece. Here, just to, again, help me with some stability, we can add just a couple of like elements there because of course the arm is heavy. Everything there, I'm not worried, not worried, not worried. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Don't add supports if you don't need them, of course. There we go. So that's where we start getting some islands. That's perfect. So you can see everything's building nicely on top of each other. Maybe just one there. That's fine. Fine. Oop. So that, I think that's the pinky finger, right? Yeah. So since it's curled up and looking or pointing down, definitely add a couple more supports. Even if we break the little nail, I'd rather have that there, there, there. "90-degree angles are the bane of supports. Those are the most tricky like parts of any support. The 90-degree angles, because it's such a long flat surface. But yeah, this seems to be working fine. Let's just check it back here. Yeah. So that one right there. That's why spiky things are always tricky. I think that one we can actually get away with. Not that one. My best advice for this part of the process: get yourself like your favorite drink, put your favorite playlist, and then just be patient, because it definitely takes some time. Can't get it there. I mean, I'm not that worried. It's just a couple of pixels and then we get this, so not the end of the day. And yeah, I mean, this seems to be working fine. I am gonna add just one medium like support in a couple of strategic places around the arm. Again, just to make sure that we have enough coverage pretty much everywhere. Same for the cape, like down there. I know that's gonna be like a heavy cape, so I'm gonna add just a couple of like big supports on the underside of the cape. And at this point, it's time to prepare this for 3D printing and pray. Pray to whatever God you believe in, because at the end of the day, even if you do an amazing job here with the supports, sometimes things are not going to work. And unfortunately, there's no easy way to say this, but you're going to have to just do it again and find where the error was. Hopefully we don't get any errors on the printing side of things, so that I can show you the whole process. But if we do, then that's going to allow me to show you also how to fix the issues. With this, I'm pretty much showing you guys like how to prepare everything in the best possible way. So I'm just going to slice this thing. Let's wait for the slice to finish. And we're going to reduce this to 45. 8 hours, this is going to be the longest one. It's not a lot of material. As you can see, it's 51 milliliters, so it's not a lot of material, but it's going to take quite a while because it's taller. It's 2600 layers, so it's going to be body plus face. And that's it, guys. So now the only thing I'm going to do, every single 3D printer comes with a USB drive. So I'm going to save these files that I just got from Cheetahbox. I'm going to save those files into the USB, and we're going to jump onto the next part of the process, which is the actual hardware part of things. So I'm going to show you my workstation. I'm going to tell you which materials we need, how to prepare a 3D print and everything, and then we're going to start printing. So yeah, hang on tight, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye-bye.